up? So today I am going to be doing a video about things I love about Air Ride and things I don't like about Air Ride. I am making this video not long after I actually had it installed. As you know, I got it installed probably a month, maybe a month and a week or a month and 2 weeks ago. I am still at the very first of my ownership, and I've been able to see just in that short time things I really like about it and things I don't like about it. First thing I hate is I hate the compressor noise. I hate the noise that comes from it. It's not unbearable. I always think it's kind of awkward if I'm in a parking lot or by somebody and the compressor just kicks on because it's loud as crap in the car. One reason for that is the floor that comes with the GTI, the stock floor, is out. The reason being is because the compressor would not fit in that spare tire area the way it should be setting with that floor in there. So it's out completely. It fits under here, which I'm sure magnifies the sound because this is wood, but it's loud. Road noise is also loud because that flooring is out. So anytime I'm going probably under 30, it's pretty daggum loud. So that's number one. So following up with the first thing I hate, I'm gonna talk about the first thing I love, and that's the look of this thing. So I'm gonna show you some pictures right here that you will find on my Instagram that I've posted, but these are of my car aired out, and there's nothing like it. Even on springs, it was actually pretty low on springs and it looked phenomenal. But comparatively speaking, aired out to on springs, the aired out looks so much better. It looks clean, it looks low, the back is tucked perfectly, the front could use some work, but it still looks awesome. And that would be the first thing I love, is the look, obviously, or else I wouldn't have done it. Following something that I love, another thing that I hate is the leak potential or the stress that comes with it. So as you guys know, I've talked about this on my channel. I even posted a short that I found the leak, but this is from sitting all night. This was aired up completely to where it's at. Usually I ride at like 54, 55 in the back. And this is probably at 20 something if I had to guess. But this is because there's a leak in the manifold, and that is just something that comes along with owning Air Ride. Not a leak happening, but leak potential. So unfortunately, like I had mentioned, I got a faulty manifold. They're sending me a new one when they're in stock, which God knows when that's gonna be. But I deal with this every single day. Every single day when I wake up, this backside is almost completely down. Luckily, when you are driving, you know, it's not an issue because it puts air into the bags as needed. But this is something annoying that, you know, I go to the store, park, go in, come out, and it's down, you know, 8 or 10 PSI. Leak potential and just the stress that comes from it. You know, driving, I drove to Eureka Springs, Arkansas yesterday for a Euro rally that I went to, and just driving that far made me nervous. I'd never driven that far with the Air Ride, and potentially, you know, driving over something and it puncturing a line. There's always potential for that. There are ways that you can prep for if that were to happen, you know, the results to not be detrimental, like the leader lines I have in the front. But that's always a risk. That's always something that comes along with it, and you'll find yourself being just uber paranoid because you do have the Air Ride set up. I never really had any stress along with the springs except for maybe scraping somewhere, but just the added stress that comes along with the Air Ride. All right, so following up with that, another thing that I love about my Air Ride is the flexibility. I love being able to know if I'm going up or down a driveway that looks really steep or over railroad tracks, I can raise my car appropriately so I'm not gonna potentially hit my oil pan or just scrape the crap out of the front of my bumper like I have 1,000 times. Having the flexibility to be able to raise it when needed, just to give you a little bit more comfort of going over a spot, that is my absolute, probably more than the look, my absolute favorite thing about Air Ride. All right, so the last thing that I hate about this is just the expense of it. It is pricey to do this to your car, and it sucks because you kind of, I don't want to say suffer some quality whenever you do decide to go the cheaper route out, but you do. So the convenience of having, you know, a setup or a 3-piece setup, let's say in your car, having the app, you suffer a little bit when you choose to cut corners expense-wise by maybe having to do a manual management system. Just things that make it more convenient obviously cost more money. Bigger tanks cost more money, dual compressors cost more money. I don't really need any of that right now. I may do like a V2 of it and get a second compressor. But a 2.5 gallon tank for the size bags that I have has worked perfectly. But just kind of like anything, this is just kind of the way life goes. The better things that come along as options, the more expensive it is. And unfortunately, comparatively speaking to springs, where they're, you know, $200, $300, $400, this is $4,000, $5,000, $6,000. So the price difference is substantial and it's just expensive. That's one thing I don't like about it. So the last thing that I am going to talk about that I love about Air Ride is just the way that you can customize it. I said a second ago, you can get dual compressors, you can get larger tanks, you can do custom flooring for your trunk setup like I've done. There are just so many ways that you can customize it. I was talking to somebody yesterday who was talking about a see-through floor in their trunk area and having everything underneath that and just really highlighting it. You know, hard lines, just really being able to see everything underneath that cool custom flooring. Never thought about that. So there's always ways that you can customize it, and it's not set in stone. So the setup that I have right now doesn't have to be for forever. I can always change it, whatever you want. It's completely customizable. So that's it. I appreciate you guys watching. It was a short and sweet list, but I was sitting trying to think of things I hate about it. There aren't a ton of things I don't dislike about it. The things that I do love about it kind of encompass a whole bunch of different things, like the customization, the look of it, things of that sort. So I appreciate you guys watching. Subscribe if you haven't. Like the video. Comment. It really does help. It helps with the freaking YouTube algorithm BS. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Follow me on Instagram if you haven't, and I will see you in the next one.